To Cornflower Crafts. I'm Corn, and I'm going to be decorating the top of this little jewelry box that is from Dollar Tree. You all saw me do some decorating, and well, I don't know if you did it with me, but you all saw my end result of decorating these boxes, of altering the top, and they take time unless you are extremely quick crafter. But I like the result, and this is the one that I finished this morning, and I'm super happy. Remember, I'm doing the butterfly journal, small journal, and yes, I do sometimes stop to do things like this, and then I go back, and then I work on the house, and then I do this. But this I finished this morning in the wee hours of the morning, and thought I'd work on this one. Like I said, I got my stuff together, but let's try to do. Thought you might want to do it with me. Judy, hey baby, I think Judy's here. If she has time to be here. Bless her heart, every craft with me. God love her for, I think since I've had the channel, she's been here. Bless her heart. And remember, when I say bless her, sweetheart, I mean God bless her. I don't mean that other nonsense. So anyway, this is 2.5 by 3 3/4 on this one. And this one's going this way, but I'm decorating this one this way, okay? And so went ahead and cut my cardstock, and I went around it in Kit Flamingo Distress ink. And that's not going to show hardly at all, but I like it better than the white. So, well, we're probably going to have something interesting happen. As you all know, sometimes your Fabri-Tac after a while starts bubbling up and stuff like that. This has been doing it off and on. But what I do with paper on paper, because it's paper, it's definitely embossed paper, but it's still paper, is I'll go around in my Fabri-Tac, and I'll put quite a bit on, to be honest, because I've got those little grooves and everything to go into on the box top. Okay, so normally I don't go to this extent, but I need to get in those grooves. And then, y'all, I finished my little dangle. And I'm real tickled with it. And then I'll go around it in my art glitter glue, because as I've said 100 times, the Fabri-Tac, I love that glue, and it does dry clear, but it dries shiny. I don't want any of that leaking out. Then I usually do a little number like this on my corners just to make sure that they stay put. Alrighty, so we are gonna go like, let me pull this up like this to make sure it's where it's supposed to be before that art glitter glue dries. Fabri-Tac lets us move it around, doesn't it? But the art glitter glue is like, all right, we're done. Quick. Okay. And as you know, something I do, I still do, I have to clean the roller constantly, is the brayer, because it evenly spreads it around under there, and I kind of press down on it more than I would, I think, with my fingers. So I like it personally to do it that way. Then we've got, let's put this babe. Then we've got some fabrics next. I got this at a thrift store, y'all, and I love it. Absolutely love it. And I use it a lot. If you're thinking, I've seen that before, well, you're right as rain. So what I'm going to do, and this is something I've learned through the years, with your Fabri-Tac, if you've got a icky, nasty paintbrush that you don't want anymore, well, you can brush it on, you know, to make sure that you don't put too much, or that you don't glop it on to the point where it gets you know what I mean, where when you put your fabric on you can tell. Or you can do like this. And yes, it messes up your finger big time, but at the same time, there's, you know, your fabric goes on. Oh boy, hold on here. Your fabric goes on the way you want it to. I have a gnat that has come through the screen, and you're going to see that little critter flying around, and it's decided it wants to be my friend, and it won't leave me alone. Now, there is a possibility that I didn't, let's get my brayer, that I didn't put enough glue on there. I'm not sure. So what I'll do after I do this is we're going to see, yeah, if we need just a little more on the edges and stuff, which I do. Alrighty. And let me see if I'm in. I can't look up there right now and see, but I think I needed to move it up a little bit. And see, what might happen is the very thing I didn't want to happen, you know, by putting that glue on there. Okay, everybody else seems to be holding. It was just that little corner there. Okay. Now, I also, I didn't pay this for it. I think I paid $2.49 for it, I think. Pretty sure. This is the lace tool from Hobby Lobby. I'm pretty sure I paid half of that. And I cut out a piece so that I could put that over that gorgeous fabric. It's all cotton, by the way, fabric, and this is polyester 100%. Okay. So when it comes to the lace over the fabric, I still do my Fabri-Tac, but I try to hit these little sections, you know, which I'm sure you all do as well. How y'all doing? Is life treating you well? Are you ready for the fall? Is it getting cold where you are, or do you live someplace where it's basically never cold? I did it one time where I had to wear a sweater once during the winter, and I was like, I don't like this. I was like, I'm not having any fun here. And yes, that was Florida. And my friends from Florida say, Corin, come on, man, it's wonderful. I like cooler weather. Fall used to be my favorite season, but not anymore. Hasn't been for a while. I am a spring girl through and through. Early spring, to be honest. Oh, I love it when the flowers are coming through, the crocuses and everything coming through the snow. Oh, I don't know if you get any prettier and sweeter than that. It's just me. It's just my opinion. No. I want some of that shebbiness showing through, so I'm going to place it a certain way so you can see where I tore the fabric, you know, on the edges. And we're just going to push down where we put that glue. And some of it will come through a little bit. And like right here. And it'll be nice and shiny. Okay. All right, so we got this. And, okay. Now, I made a little teeny tiny envelope. I did something I don't normally do. As most of y'all know, I normally leave this the flap open and put a little piece of stationery in it and everything else, but this time, because of what I'm doing with it, and this is going to go up here, and then I'm putting this little bit of lace here, so you know it's getting a little vamped up there. So neat. That's left. I closed it up, which I don't normally do, because I think it is so much fun to put a little secret message in there, you know. But I thought that's going to go, and I think it's cuter, to be honest, up here. But since this is being shipped, this has got to go here, so that because you all know sometimes, even though you're super careful and you bubble wrap and you paper shred and you do everything, sometimes it still gets, you know what I mean, these two pieces smushed down, and oh, don't want that. So that's my number one thing that I want to do. So let's first go ahead and, first off, let's go ahead and get some of the fabric tack off my finger, and then glue this little baby down. Okay. Excuse me. And since we're going over lace, I'm going to go ahead and put my fabric tack down. Sorry if my bottle makes any funny noises. Now, Mr. Nat, get away from my face. Oh, boy. I think he's trying to annoy me to the point where I'll put him in a little container like we do for certain things that come in the house, certain little bugs and stuff. We put them in this container that I have across the hall, and we take them outside. But I don't think Mr. Nat's going to want to get in there. I'd be surprised if that happened. Y'all, I was getting groceries yesterday, and you know how I can, if I'm super comfortable, like doing this, when, as most of us, crafting is pretty therapeutic, plus your creativity, just your creative side just really flows, and that makes time zoom by and everything else. And but what was I saying? Oh yeah, so I was at the grocery store, and I noticed my accent's really coming out right now, but yesterday, and I think I've told you, it doesn't always come out because of, like I told you, we weren't encouraged to speak that way growing up at all. So, so I was pulling it in. I was at the self-checkout, but this lovely, lovely young lady was there. I'm gonna say she's in her 20s, pretty sweet little thing. And she was trying to get the bags, you know, situated before I went, you know, put my first item through. And so I really did, I really was trying to just sound what I think of as, quote unquote, a regular American accent. Okay, if there's such a thing, because it's so regional. You know what I'm saying. And so I think I said like 3 words to her. Oh, I think I said something like, are those bags going to open for me? Because sometimes I have a really hard time. Do y'all guys do, if you're at the self-checkout at Walmart, is it they want to stick? And she laughed, and she said, oh, they're good, they're fine, you know, I've got them good for you and stuff, just really cute. and I said, oh, good, I'm glad to hear that. That's all I said. And she said, oh, you're from the South. And I was like, whoa, okay. And bless her heart, come to find out she is too. And I asked her how she was doing in our area, and she went, well. And I said, yeah, me too. And she said, okay. She said, but there's no place like home. And I said, I hear you on that. But the thing is, there's also an expression that says you can't go home again. And they don't mean that in a weird way. They mean it in the way that you know, once you've been gone for a while from where you were born and raised, yeah, when you first go back and stuff, it's close to the way it's always been, and again and again and again. But if you've been gone a while, you know, life just keeps going. It doesn't stop because you've left the area. And sometimes you change too by moving. And remember, I've moved 13, 14 times somewhere in there. It changes. Life changes. And you change. And when you go back home, I think what they meant by that, because I remember the first time I heard that expression, I said, well, that's just nonsense. I didn't like it. I was like, you can't go home again. That doesn't make any sense. But I think what they're saying is, you know, you go through good times, you go through bad times, and if you're still home, you go through those good times and bad times with your friends and family and loved ones that you did, you know, all your life. It doesn't change. But when you're away, then, there's another piece of cotton, by the way, then it does change. Because unless you call them all the time and this happened, that happened, diddly-daddly-doo, which I didn't. Because when I first left home, that was college, so of course I came home in the summers. And it was so different for somebody like me, because I was born and raised in a small town, and I never left it, okay? Except to visit my grandparents, you know? That was it. And at one point, they were just not a few miles, but you know what I mean. They were in the same state, but it was a nice little trip to go see them. And then they moved to Florida, and that was like going to another planet for me. I was like, whoa, this is so different. And but I loved my grandparents, especially my grandmother. Oh, mercy. Love her. Anywho, she played a very important part in my life, that's for sure. So when I went to college, my mama thought I wasn't going to go back because, you know, it's the opposite of, it was the same state, but it was almost not the same state. You know what I'm saying? And mama thought she's going to come back home and stay with me. And I was like, oh, no thank you. I love you, but oh boy, this is so great. Because I was meeting people from all over, not just our state, from all over. And for me, it was exciting. It was super exciting. You know, look at this, y'all. I know that you think, oh, she's going to stay shabby chic and just do her pinks and whites and everything. But I don't know about y'all, but remember I have vintage. This is shabby chic vintage combo. And I just love the way this is. Hello. This part of the clock. I just think it's yummy. And it's going to have a butterfly on it, of course. And the green with the little pink. And which matches, as you know, everything else. So I was like, oh. And part of me at first said, whoa, boy, does that stand out. But I love it. I love the way it stands out personally. So we're going to go ahead and do this. Anyway, back to college. So, like I said, everybody thought, oh, she's not going to go back. She's coming back to our little town, which isn't a little town anymore, by the way. That's another thing. When you do leave home and they go back to visit, you think, oh my word, this used to be the drive-in, for Petey's sake. Look at it now, it's townhomes. And that happened years and years ago. This used to be this, and oh, I don't like it. Don't like this street anymore. But what happened to Main Street? You know what I mean? It's just, I guess, then I think to myself, well, you changed and left and changed. Why can't it change, you know? So I would ask, you know, friends and family, do you like the changes? And basically, yeah. This is cool. I was like, okay, all right. As long as you like them, because you're still here, you know? But anyway, there are times, you know, that memories get a hold of you that you just crave home. You know what I mean? And then there are other times that you realize that it's different. It is. Not only are you different, but they're different, because hopefully and prayerfully we all, just by living, grow. You know? Learn and grow. That's what that young lady and I said too. She said, you know, as long as you learn from experiences wherever you are, that's a good thing. And I said, oh, I agree 100%. Like I said, she was just as cute as the day was long. That was so funny. I thought I was, all right, let me try to do it. I thought I was speaking like this. I was trying to speak like, and she was like, Oh, well, and it's not me trying to fool anybody. It's just the way I am. Like I said, it's when I'm comfortable, and when I am in a good mood and everything. People have tape recorded me, and I said, that's not me. And they say, oh yeah, it is. That's how you talk, girl. But what do y'all think? See, I think if we just keep going and going and going, it's not necessary, because we've got paper, we've got fabric, we've got lace. Well, what it's calling itself is lace tulle. We've got fabric again, we've got lace. We've got paper again and paper again. We've got paper again, and then we've got lace again, because this is the bottom of this lace, and lace up here, and a little applique here, applique trim. So, you know, I could put a ribbon rose or something down here, and I might go ahead. Let's do that, guys. Let's go and see if we like it, and if we don't like it, we won't put it on. Now, that's up here, so y'all excuse me for a minute, because I just thought of it. And you're all going to get a kick. I'm going to show you what's in this box. Y'all going to say, oh, I want it. A lot of this came from a thrift store years ago, y'all. Now, check out these. Aren't they gorgeous? I had to use some of the gingham ones, and they're my very favorites. That was $3.99 at Hobby Lobby. I got it 75% off, y'all. I'm going to take this out because it's a mess, but there's some green leaves also. But check this. I hope you can see. Let me move stuff. Oops. Look. These came from Walmart, I think. Maybe those too. But all of these came, especially all these, were on a ribbon. And you know, where you could make like streamers and stuff out of it. I don't know. When I cut it all up, took them all off, you know. You know what you do. You go to those thrift stores and then you find all this stuff. And then, I think I told y'all, because these boxes don't smell good after a while. Seriously, I don't know if it's a chemical thing or what. But I cut up these little cinnamon, I don't know, you're supposed to put them in that simmer pot or whatever. And I cut them up and put them in the box because I'm like, hey, this is, you know how sometimes something smells, and it's okay, like a skunk. Yes, a skunk, when a skunk sprays, it's not a pleasant smell. It really isn't, but at the same time, it's not hideous because it's natural. But this doesn't, to me, the difference is something smells bad, it stinks. If something smells chemically bad, it stinks. You know what I'm saying? Where you're like, whoa. As soon as I put that cinnamon in, I didn't put anything in with it. And then I closed them up for like 2 or 3 weeks. Opened them up, they were fine. So I was like, okay, well, that's the route I gotta go from now on. Now, I want to keep it small, so I'm not going to do something like this because this is just too big. It's pretty, but see, that's just too, no. Too big. Here's a little one. And you know that with these guys, you know that how they come in like a little peak in the back. You can smush them down because I've done it. You can. So what about that one? Does it look cute there? I don't know. What if we go with the darker pink? Let's see if we've got a small one there. Well, the leaves aren't even, that's for sure. Let's see this one. What about that? And this is a dark pink. It might be showing up red on the, you know, on the camera, but it's not. I don't know if I'm liking it. I don't think so. I think it's okay naked. With nothing there, you know what I mean? Or, what about another little thing of lace? Let me see something. Yeah, because I'm not liking these on there. Oh, yeah, and these came from Hobby Lobby, guys. Check that out. Also, I haven't used them. You know why? I'm going to take them apart and see if I can make them. You know? Because you know how much ribbon I have. These came from Hobby Lobby. I think it was in the hair, you know, the hair clip and stuff like that section. You can make your own. Yeah, I'm looking around at these other ones. Now, here's a white little flower. Because, you know, white on it. But, I don't know. This one looks a little better shape than that one. But see, I'm not, nah. I can hear some of you now saying, Corn, that looks good. Oh, wait a minute. We've got a white rose. Uh-oh. But look. Uh-oh. We have an issue. Let's see. But that, now see, that's not too bad, is it? Uh-oh. I think I like that one. Let's see if we can find another one. Come on, you. That was cute. Oh, I've got some, but they're the rose buds. No. And see, this is too big. This is from Hobby Lobby as well. See, that's too big. I knew that. Come on, guys, from thrift store. Now, that one's cream colored. Oh, you're probably thinking, what is she? Let's get in here and look together. Oh, look at this one with a little bling in it. Too big. Oh, wait a minute. On the lace. What about that, y'all? That's kind of cute, isn't it? And since it's on the top there, it being so high, there's nothing wrong with that, is it? And then maybe a little snippet of lace again. Maybe, you know, right here. What do you think? I kind of like that. Let's leave that alone. Okay, now I might have to go to another section of the craft room. But remember, it's tiny, so we'll still be together. All right. Let's see. Yeah, I like that. We're covering up our little daisy, but hey, I like it. And I don't think I have a snippet left. Here's what I do when I'm working on a project and I'm like, well, I want that, don't want that. This looks good, that doesn't look good. Let's see, what about this one? Can we maybe even just put the flower? Let's see. I also tried this, which is hand embroidered on a pillowcase that is coming apart, y'all. Normally I would never, ever mess up a vintage pillowcase, but it's coming apart. Let's see here. Now, in case you're wondering what I'm doing. Or we've got a little piece of, no, it's too big. Let me see here. No other lace pieces, but remember I cut around my lace anyway. That was just a snippet that I did. What about, let me see something, y'all. That way we'd be using up our little teeny tiny piece we had left over. Well, first off, let's do this so that we can, I think it looks best like that. Okay, let's do that. But I think I told you all once that somebody wrote in the comments that she thought it was hilarious, my accent that I was doing. And I said, I'm not trying to be funny. And she said, oh, well, wait a minute, I like it like that better. And she apologized. She said, I thought it was a joke because you don't always sound that way. And I told her, you know, I wasn't raised that, and our teachers, you know, taught us. Well, I don't know how proper the English was, to be honest, because if you really listen to pure English from the UK, Americans don't sound like that, you know, and that's the way we're supposed to sound as far as English is, you know, our language is concerned. Am I able to cut enough? I don't want just a leaf, and I don't want just the flower there, I don't think. Because what I usually do, let's see it. I think it's going to be too big. I really do. You know, I really, really do. But anyway, in case you're wondering, why does corn not always sound the same? That's why. There's like, and plus I have moved. Much of my moves have been in the South. So I have picked up different accents, and I'll be honest with you, I think I picked up one just because this precious young lady that I went to school with, she had like an accent that I used to not make fun of. I give you my word of honor, I was not making fun of, but I used to talk like her, you know what I mean? Say, oh, she said this and she said that. I wonder if lace over the clock, would that be cute or icky? Lace over here. Is that cute or weird to have lace over the clock? What do we think? Should we? Shouldn't we? And this one, a little bit under there, and a little bit like that. What do y'all think? I kind of like it. Let's do it. And then we didn't The only thing we got rid of was this little tiny piece. So, yay. Although I'm not going to throw it away because I might be able to use that, the leaf. Because see, these are leaves here and here. So little lace leaves. So yeah. Or would it be cute to cut this out and then put the flower over there? Uh-oh. Hold on, y'all. Is this the way you all create too? That you're just like, wait a minute. Maybe it looks cuter like this. One of these days I want to do a video where I say, this is why we do it this way on my channel. This is why I do it that way. This is why Handsome joins in on this. And now, how about the leaves going around like that? Ooh, okay. And either have the flower here. Oh, I like that. I like that. Or put the flower in the center there. See what I'm saying? Woo! To me, then it makes this look a little bit naked. And yes, that's definitely Southern, not to say naked. We know how to say naked. But if you want to have fun, you say it like what your head is on top of your neck. Naked. And I don't have to apologize for saying that word. I'm 18 and older. Unless I've offended anyone, then I do apologize. What do y'all think? I like it like that. Let's move the flower over there, move this here, and then we are done. Okay, let's do it. I like it. Okay. I don't want to cover up any more roses because they're just too sweet. Too sweet. I know a lot of people keep this upside down, but when I have tried to do that with mine, I don't know if it's the pressure has built up or what, but it keeps coming out and then it's a big old mess at the end of whatever the container I put it in. So I don't do it. I guess I should do it when we're crafting together to save time, but I just don't want to deal with that big old mess, you know? I don't wanna. Is that a string? Okay. Let's put it here so that we don't cover up any of our pink roses. Okay. And then this one's going to be interesting because I got to get under here. Oh, good. I didn't put that down heavy duty wise, because sometimes I do. That's mostly in the middle. Okay. So we're just going to kind of dot it, you know, where the lace is a little more solid. Just put little dots on there. And then we're going to come under there. Get under there, you. And here. Oh, I like it. Okay, guys. Now, I'm not going to keep you any longer, but here's what we got. Here's what we did together. And I want to thank you all for joining me, and I hope you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening. Bye-bye, everybody. Take good care.